Zig probably has blinks on early floors. I hope so. And the other side of that, I hope we can get them before the slimes do. But hey, they're hungry boys. Our slimes need to eat. I mean, slime's hungry, slime's gotta eat. Just the way it is. Guess the standard safe Zot sneak is not going to happen with this shield? No. And in fact, it did cross my mind to potentially swap away from this shield temporarily. Well, let's use acid to just try and kill that Moth of Wrath before they berserk anything. Perfect, and then we can just leave. Lovely. As long as it's not slime floor, there's no problem. I don't know about that. Yeah, if we can get to them quickly, but unfortunately because we draw the attention, usually we clear a floor, and when it's clear, that's where all the slimes come out to play. Look at that! It's the Deep Trident Rift. That's a fun weapon. Especially if you're like a follower of Luganu. Very thematic, but in general, just having the distortion with the extra reach makes you just bounce enemies around constantly, and it can be a good time. Always comes with a bit of an issue where you know that, right, I kind of forget that tentacled monstrosities can get enraged. I think of them as undead. Because, like, the death cobs cannot be enraged. Shouldn't get those two confused. Completely different taxonomies, of course. Of course. We learned this in our biology classes at Dungeon Crawling University. Oh, there are the slimes. Hello, friends. See, you're already a goblin away. Fair enough. Onwards we go. The nice thing about this is that once we've gone over that initial panic, that first encounter on any floor where we're attracting all the wrong kinds of attention, then we do all right. Okay. We get shafted, but this is why we are saving our magic mapping scrolls. We have one now for each of the remaining floors, so that's not too shabby. Could just head along here and break through the wall with digging, or it's heading around the whole wheel here. Nah, I think I'm gonna have to. And we're making a lot of noise just running away as the cob's attacks are rebounded off the gong here, but that is a-okay. And this hole might come in handy not just now, but also ideally on the orb run itself. Definitely pick up enchant weapon before it's gone, and perfect. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. You've done low zigs with GVS. Slimes do not spawn that fast. Oh, you said zig. Oh, no, you know, Colgate, I didn't necessarily misread, but my brain did not properly comprehend your earlier statement. I was thinking of Zot. It's all these Zeds, man. It's all these Zeds. But no, you're right. No, zigs would be a good place for some potential blinks. Sorry about the confusion. That's my bad. Hey, Ninth, how's it going? Hope you've been well. I saw that you were playing some kind of new game. I forget what it's called. I do recall something like that. Cogmind. Yeah, that's it. It's sick? Ooh, cool to hear. What kind of a game is it? That definitely sounds like a recommendation, so we might have to check it out at some point, or at least give it the once over. Fortunately, we've been talking about many good games today, so I'm just gonna add a plethora to the list of things that I want to get through at some point. But let's change our spectral broad axe to A for the hot swap here. Sick but extremely cryptic. It's roguelike, lots of item destruction and replacement, build pivoting depending on what you find. Ooh, cool. That fits with a lot of mechanics that I like on certain characters, even in like DCSS here, because that does give it a very kind of puzzly feel where you got to work with what you got, work with what you're handed, and get a bit creative. So it's definitely up my alley. That sounds awesome. Definitely grab this. We don't actually need you, box. Shut uppercut. How about that? Don't believe that's me. That's not my usual MO for naming schemes. Though to be fair, my usual MO for naming schemes is just steal Safed suggestions from chat, so it is what it is. There we go. We can now read some magic mapping. I'm hoping that we can gain enemy attention while we're in this little offshoot area. In fact, this seems perfect. Make some noise, draw back a bit, and just bring our friends in here real quick. Nice little blind corner for us to be working with. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, your gear protects your HP but gets damaged in fights, so when it breaks, you better replace it quick. Oh, cool, yeah. It's almost like how real gear would work. That's fun. Item destruction is definitely one of those very divisive things in game design. But as long as it's done right or done well, I can definitely, or I usually find myself to be a pretty big fan. It's a fine line to try and balance, though. I don't envy the game designers who have to go through the thought process to try and figure it out. Oh, is that the one where it's not even so much gears, it's like parts? And yeah, that's the one. Oh, cool. You feel like Cogmind does item destruction extremely well. Awesome, yeah. I'll definitely have to give it a looky-loo. I mean, part of what makes me struggle so much with my list of games I want to play is how many of them I want to specifically play on stream. But I do also have usually a game or two that I play on the side that I can just do on my own. Recently it's been Dishonored, but now I've played through Dishonored twice. Once killing absolutely nobody, and then once again killing everyone that I came across, or most people. Kept some of the innocents alive because they deserve it. But that was a lot of fun, and now I'm at a loss as to what I want to play next in my spare time when I'm not able to stream, but I still have some time to try and play a little something or another. So that sounds like it would be a nice option for that. Just try and kill the Moth of Wrath before they do anything regrettable. Perfect. In fact, let's pop around this corner as well. Lovely. And then just keep tapping here. For anybody who never did play Dishonored, super fun game. It's different than a lot of the games that I play on stream for sure. It's not a roguelike. And I know you're thinking, what? I play non-roguelikes? That's crazy talk. But it's super fun and it holds up really well for how old of a game it is. It's nice when games have a kind of stylized aesthetic to them. It means that they always hold up really well, regardless if they're a little bit aged, a little bit tinged with age. But I'll have to check out Cogmind, as well as I'm gonna, after stream today, go back through the chat to where we were talking earlier in the stream and just take down lists of games to take a bit of a peek at. There we go, Zot 3 done with. So this is where we have to start asking ourselves, do I want to go into Zot 5 with the Gong? That's where I usually draw the line and start to at least consider changing it up, going with something a little bit safer. But I'm not too sure what I'm feeling. Okay. Torment would not be great. Let's take a few of our friends upstairs to start off, at least. Are mushrooms alive enough for me to steal health from? If so, then we might actually just be in business. Ah, there's the torment. I mean, I knew it was coming, and it still kind of took me by surprise, but Quicksilver Ooze, MVP. Fantastic work, my friend. Thanks, Callie. We should definitely do so. Get a bit of a stretch. Oh. He probably tried to time it for when we were in that nasty situation. I just ignored chat. Whoopsie daisies. But now we can definitely take advantage. Torment is nice with Jivia, or is nice with Jivia for slimes. Yeah, as long as we're at high enough piety, it does just kind of work out, eh? And now the ghost of the Moth of Wrath, that's what they're called. Too many moths, you know, the taxonomy gets confusing. I was gonna say they're normally a bad thing, but I was kind of hoping they'd enrage the Scorcher because I didn't want any damnation being thrown my way, but turns out it was okay, so no real issues one way or another. Aha. Here's where we'll switch over to Spectral, I feel. Ooh, another Ghost Toe. Or Death Toe. Why do I never remember? Curse Toe is probably what you're called. Ah, we got there. We got there eventually. That's a Slimify for me, dog. Just plop that bad boy down. And then we can probably tab fight our way through the rest of these sons of guns without too much issue. Definitely have the evocations training for that Spectral brand. We're getting that procced pretty much every hit as soon as it goes down, so that's nice at least. How are our skills looking? I'm curious. Not bad. And if we didn't have the pseudopods mutation, we'd probably be sitting a little bit more solidly in terms of our AC here. That's not too bad. Oh, and something I did want to actually double check here is come in and see if we've gained any important mutations. We're immune to heat. Well, almost immune, but same diff. That's nice. What else? Expending MP to strengthen our wands. Don't really care. Not a lot of amazing ones. This is where the See Invisible was coming from. I did see a Ghost Moth earlier, so I thought that we must have had some mutation come through. But not too shabby. This seems really nice, but I think we already had 2 pips of RF. So it's just giving us 1, but hey, it is what it is. Does it still scale with Evo in this version? Let's find out. I assumed it did, but that might not be true. When it wielders attack, spirit leaps out. You know, I'm not actually too sure if it does in this version or not. I'm not sure when that may have changed. Mostly because I wasn't even aware of the change to start with. So how about that? So I'll just work on the assumption that it does and be happy in my ignorance, as it were. Thank you so much, Ninja No Alpha, for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome. And hope you enjoy your evening. Hope you're having a good evening, initially, regardless. Okay, turns out Cursed Toes, not too bad when they're on their own. Still happy we slimified the early one. Nice to stay safe, but that works out nicely. And File Floods, we will definitely add to the collection here. Lovely stuff. What is my favorite species from each section? Simple, Immediate, and Advanced? Oh, so you know, I answered favorite species earlier this stream, and it kind of fits because gnolls are simple. So that'd probably be my one from simple. I really enjoy gnolls. Being able to use anything you come across in the dungeon is huge, super fun. As well as just kind of an interesting way to play. I like being able to cast all the spells too. It's one of those few characters where you can just learn every spell that you possibly wanted. If you play that character long enough, they're going to be able to cast level 9s in every spell school. Which I guess, now that I say that, phrase it in that way, that's true with every species, but with gnolls, it hits a little different. It's kind of special. Intermediate would have to be Genie, because I really like the creative playstyles that they encourage. Get to experiment, try spells that you've never touched before, and I find that to be a lot of fun. And then as for Advanced, I don't know, it might be Formicid. for very similar reasons where, yeah, it's a very unique playstyle, and it very much changes the way you approach the game. So I think those, off the top of my head, those are the 3 I'd go with. And you love the YouTube videos, by the way, sub. Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support, and for coming this direction as well. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the series as a whole. You think you'd say it scales if it scaled? Potentially, yeah. Again, yeah, the game has been trying to make things more transparent lately, so that's fair enough. But be careful, you're gonna break my shield of disbelief, or my shield of belief. I'm manifesting my own fate here, regardless of what's logical or correct. If I believe that it scales off Evo, maybe, just maybe it will. That's how computers work, right? They don't have an internal logic that just follows the code in front of them. You can influence it with the sheer power of belief and positive energy, positive outlook in life. You agree with the first 2 for sure, but feel it is your favorite because cat. Oh, I'm sure that opinion would get some people up in arms. I mean, I'm not somebody who's very anti-feelage. I think that they're fun in their own right, and I've gone very lucky with recent feelage attempts. But I know that they're definitely not a fear for most people, so good on ya. Resist death is nice. Very true. And like Ninja mentions, they are cat, so, you know, it gets them a lot of points at the end of the day. Can't argue with that. Okie dokie, let's make some more noise here. We're keeping with the gong for now, though I'm a little bit on the fence. Once we get to the lungs is where I can maybe convince myself one way or another. For now, not too worried about it. Another question is, do I want to keep going with the spectral brand here? Because if so, I might as well enchant it up. We could get it to +7 right now. You made your first streak with Feelage, right? And I made my first and so far only 15 rune win on stream or on video with Feelage, so something to it for sure. Hope you gotta go, but you'll check out this VOD on YouTube. Well, thank you so much for dropping by, for shooting down the follow. I appreciate it, and yeah, hope you enjoy wherever you're at in the series on YouTube, and they'll definitely be coming that way. I think it'll be a bit off before these ones make their way through, but it's coming, and I definitely hope you enjoy. Thank you again for dropping on by, Ninja. I appreciate it. And then let's hold off on the enchantment for now. We'll keep blasting our way through the first few enemies here. Do I like number theory? I feel like number theory is one of those things that I've come across before or had someone explain to me, but I don't remember it well enough to have an enlightened opinion on whether I like it or not. So I might have to get back to you on that one if I remember. Oh, that's gonna drive me a little bit crazy here, because I feel like I should know what number theory is. But nothing's coming to mind at the moment, so gonna have to have a pass on that one. It's one of those things where I feel like in the past I'd do a bad job of... Jeez Louise. Okay, well that got real interesting real fast. Let's see, did I walk into... I don't think I have the teleport mutation. Nope, that was just unlucky. It's about divisibility and stuff like that. So is that like perfect numbers and all that good stuff? What's... Oh, I know you even listed them the other day, Colgate. What's the really nice one? 496? And then I forget the one above that. It's like 8,000 something. But no, I definitely find it interesting. And I like hearing about it or learning about it when it happens to come across for sure. It's super cool stuff. And like most things in life, I like when anything that people are passionate about. It's fun. 628, 496, and 8,128. Hey, look at that. My brain did kind of remember something. That's an incredible feat in its own right. I'm shocked and awed. We almost could have just tried to sit that one out for a little bit. Would have had to be slightly careful, but this trap would have stayed open. Could have swapped our anti-magic axe and started swinging away. Alas, here we are now, so let's not dwell too much on the past. No regrets and all that good stuff. Okie dokie. This is where we should, if we're going to enchant up something, now's the time. Could do my anti-magic axe, because it will be pretty useful here. Orbs of fire, liches. Don't think killer clowns are affected by anti-magic. It's interesting. I do like how we got teleported into the lungs and then immediately teleported back out to a stairwell. It's like the worst and the best of luck, kind of all rolled up into one jam-packed scenario of good times for everyone. I should also double check. I didn't leave like a brand weapon, right? Oh, let's brand W. No. That's a shame. Welp. In that case, oh jeez. Oh, she knows all of a sudden. This is from your Unthalphon. You know, you have so much throwing skill in no caboose. Maybe you should try those Atropa darts. You threw it, hit Nicola appears confused. Nicola, you hear a splash, Nicola falls in the water, Nicola drowns. Should have tried those sooner. Doesn't always work out that well, but it definitely can be nice. With darts as well, the important thing to potentially keep in mind as you go further is that they also scale off of stealth, I believe, right? It's throwing and stealth together that are for those auxiliary effects and how likely they are to take in. That is interesting. Atropa is something I like early game, but by the time it gets that late, they usually fall off. But I like hearing that that's not always the case. It makes things a bit more interesting. You just wanted to not get zapped as much while you murdered since you had no Arlek. No Arlek against Nicola is definitely a rough boat. You also suggest Hydra Slayer for roguelike, or for my roguelike list, in case I'm interested. It is mostly, or most number theory roguelike out there. I'll definitely take a look. I've heard of Hydra Slayer before. It's definitely come up, so I will add it to the list for sure. Thank you, Colgate. Okay. You know what? Let's do a little bit of yield commitment here, shall we? Spectral Axe is gonna get out of control one way or another. Like to kill you before the Ghost Moth comes into sight, or if I could just kill the Ghost Moth, that would do it too. Or not, that's honestly, it's whatever is cool with you, game. There we go. Did I not get a bunch of Fatangs there? No, we got a gong or two. I'm surprised that we don't have more friends running out to meet us. There you are. Ooh, okay, and now this is where the anti-magic comes in handy. It's been a while since we employed this effect, but these are affected by anti-magic, so if you just get a few hits down, the Orb of Fire will definitely become a heck of a lot more manageable than they are to start out, which is lovely. So we'll keep slapping away. Sometimes lose ability to read scrolls when damaged is quite bad. So that definitely is on the short list for maybe I should read or drink a mutation potion. Swap back to the Spectral to deal with this buddy. And, with the Nicola thing, you weren't planning on that effect at all. It's nice when those things just work out, right? I mean, drowning enemies with confusion is one of the more satisfying ways to murder them in this game. Horrifying, if you think about it for a moment, but in the video game, very fun. There's also no room for hubris, because you can lose against any enemy if you're a dum-dum. Oh no. That almost sounds bad to me, though, because I feel like I will die to every enemy. But That hasn't stopped me before. I mean, here I am playing DCSS. But okie dokie, we got just dopey and lose the ability to read scrolls. I think I will drink mutation for that. Let's see what we get. Wow. Oh, it does actually affect our GVA mutations. I did not think it would. My eyeballs shrunk into my body. No. But I do feel robust. So that's kind of nice. Okay, one more. Just take away the... Oh, whoops. Okay, I didn't want that resistance potion anyway. Body returns to its normal consistency. No, that's not... What the heck? You can't do that. I can once again read scrolls. Yay! Unfortunately, we got rid of a bunch of our good stuff to do that. That's a shame. So we're stealthing Zot with our Gong Shield. Oh yeah, the stealthiest boy you ain't ever did see. They'll never hear us coming. Gong. Hear the reverberations. Okay. But I would kind of like to fight closer to this side so that our noise does kind of head out this direction. Oh, that's quite the mix of enemies. Hello, friends. Then we'll step in. So our anti-magic comes into play. I guess I could probably slimify you. Nay. Gong run with the stealth title when... Oh, that's a fun idea. Gong, shield, and singing sword, and stealth title would be superb. That's the dream that we all aspired for in life, right? Would be fantastic. But I think I am tempted to just go with the Slamify. Anti-magic will be good against the Ancient Lich as well. You won't be able to blink, but meh. I think we can Slime Wall and Zot for sure. Doesn't have a huge radius, but it is kind of nice. You know what? Oh. Wait a second. Oh, I don't have enough mana for Slimify. Ah, but now I do. Let's throw that. Apparently, it does not work on Orbs of Fire. I repeat, it does not work on Orbs of Fire. Okay, so we're getting mutated. Lose the ability to read scrolls when taking damage. Thanks. Son of a gun. Oh, that's fine. I think we turned the Ancient Lich into an ooze instead. I'll take it. Oh, Orb of Fire coming from the other end now. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, things are getting a wee bit heated, getting interesting. No worries, Julia fixes. Oh, it's an interesting time. What a time to be alive. I should have actually probably waited so that the Orb of Fire came into the radius first, but never mind, they walk into it. Perfect. Then let's go one acid this way, one acid that way. Start slashing. It's something, all right. What else have I gained here? Potions are less effective. That's fine. Is what it is. Jivia, please give me the good stuff. I feel resistant to cold. Ooh, thanks. Thanks, Orb of Fire. I appreciate it. There we go. Well, that's not too bad. You did Orbs of Fire fun, you get it? Oh, I wish that was intended. I should have, you know what, I should have just taken credit for it. It's always intended. Even when it's not. Okay, hold up. There we go, Jivia's back to the rescue here. Oh, Jivia's mutations got rid of the bad ones. Huh. Feel my surroundings grow louder. Well, I hope my hearing got better and I'm not just hearing white noise now. I have a bit of a I was gonna say tetanus effect, but that's not what I'm going for. Tinnitus is what my brain was trying to supply. But still, not too bad. I'm definitely happy with that. My body becomes stretchy. That's the rubbery body. Lovely. All checks out. Jivia just gave the Gong Shield a singing mouth, probably. And see, that's why it's a shame we don't have the singing sword. Imagine the duets. Wouldn't that be lovely? Okay, I wanted to get out of sight of this Zot trap. Enraged dragons are never ideal, but we should be okay now. You know, that probably is a good time for sure for a hydrate. Let's do it. Jivia has a higher chance of removing bad mutations when she changes you. Yeah, see, that's one of those little mechanics since I haven't played Jivia before that I was actually unaware of. That is spectacular. Now I'm kind of unhappy that I chugged so many mutation potions and got rid of so many of our good effects by accident. Turns out you just gotta have faith. Just a little bit of faith in the giant slime ball in the sky. And honestly, I deserve all the punishment for not having said faith. It's absolutely no good. You gotta just believe. Believe in the ooze, believe in the slime, and you will be rewarded. This we know to be true. The Royal Jelly 1015. No worries if it gives you your mutations back. I hope so. I want to be all rubbery again. Weren't those the days? Probably should switch back to my spectral. It's the one downside to the anti-magic axe is it does make it a little bit harder to use our god-granted abilities. The only thing in your game that has RF and doesn't require removing your crystal plate is a -2 helmet. I mean, hey, sometimes you just gotta take those hits. I mean, you're wearing crystal plates, I'd hope you're doing okay for AC. Because, yeah, I mean, it's nice sometimes to just be able to swap to resistances as necessary, but sometimes you just want to bite that bullet, make sure that you're not taking unnecessary risks. I've died far too many times to not having the proper resistance. I can go to Crypt to atone until Jivia gives back what I've wasted. That's true. And Slime Mum loves me, it's okay. Thanks, Aphid, I needed that. All I need is a little bit of love from the Slime Mum themselves. Oh, hello, Killer Clown. Don't know where you came from. Oh, geez. Hello. What kind of club was this? Oh, it was electrocution. Now we have a +8 of electrocution coming as well. How about that? What a world. Well, we've put a lot of orbs of fire on this floor. I mean, fortunately, we're not in too bad of a spot for exactly that, but just would like to take note. Fortunately, the fire doesn't hurt us too badly, but we're going to be mutated to heck here. Let's see, we can get sent into a rage and go berserk as well, unfortunately, so that's quite bad. I also want to be next to a wall. So I'm going to start haste, lose the ability to read scrolls when threatened. I was just saying how happy I was that that was not an issue. Apparently the game was listening intently. Pretty funny that scary endgame enemies wield clubs. That's the thing, they're like +11 clubs. Oh, deformed body? Oh, wow. Perfect. You know what, let's go summoning, even though it's unlikely they survive very long. That's the big issue with Orbs of Fire and summons, is they have a lot of AoE. They're not affected by silence. We could go with anti-magic. I think I'll go Box of Beasts and just get a big boy. And do I bother switching to the anti-magic? Yes. Yes, I do. Feel weirdly uncertain. Oh, what's that one? Is that teleport? It is teleport, Titus. Jeez Louise. Okay, well, let's just try and kill these two relatively quickly if possible. Fortunately, acid generally does a pretty good job. Oh my gosh, good job, team. That top orb of fire, pretty much all thanks to the squad there, as I continue to just rack on the mutations left and right. Oof, oof. You honestly consider just holding anti-magic by default around here? Fair enough, yeah, I think so. It's mostly, my main issue with it is that the Spectral Axe is just a much better enchantment rating, but... Okay, are these different killer clowns, or are you just healing? I do kill the killer clown. How about that? Oh, and that. Hello, friend. Hate that. Hate that. Let's go Spectral. Can't just go Berserk again. Come on, let's go Uzamancy. I should be able to take down a Shrike. Even with my negative statuses here. I was just waiting to be teleported into the other lung section. Still might happen. In fact, before we move too much further, let's check. We have teleport traps at the bottom here. No teleport traps in the top. So this is a rough spot to be shafted to. Or booped off to. What have you. Come right this way, please and thank you. I mean, we could try and drink a mutation, but we have so much for it to work with that the chances it just takes the bad things and leaves us with all of our favorites, not great. I think we might just have to roll with it here. Switch to anti-magic once more. You know what, mutate me more, see if I care. What's more of the same to a misshapen man like myself? Could head to Crypt. Again, you're definitely right about that, Colgate, and it's a very good idea. But I do feel the hubris is real. I feel like we could do all right here. So, I think we've drawn most of the enemies from this side, funnily enough, because we had a few come up around this way, including like an Orb of Fire and whatnot. Still probably more in here, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely something. I'd normally read a teleport, but there's a teleport trap right there. How about that? So, okie dokie, I think, without further ado, it's time to start an orb run. It's going to be an interesting one. Lots of bad mutations, but we have lots of consumables to hold over in the process. Let's do this. Probably drag because I made more noise at the end there. Definitely would be a fair assumption to make. Oh, turns out we did kill most of the enemies. How about that? You know what? I'm gonna drag you down to a teleport trap. I feel like that's pretty much the entire lungs cleared. That's good enough for me. Let's just start walking out the old-fashioned way. Wasting time to call in summons was definitely not the brightest move on our enemy's part there. And there we go. You can't redeem stretch, so you'll just say luck? Perfect. Well, I appreciate it either way. And you know what? We can throw out an honorary stretch redemption for you there. Make sure that we are all loosened up, good to go. I never know what, I feel like I should have like a list of stretches that I'd go down. Because real stretches take too long, unfortunately, having to like hold these for the proper amount. Good for me, because I don't stretch nearly enough. My body is rigid as like an 80-year-old man, but that's fine. This is the ideal dwarf body. You may not like it, but this is what peak slime performance looks like. You nailed it right on the head there. Doesn't get much better than this. When you add the outfit into the mix too, I mean, can't go wrong as I get teleported to the only monster on the entire floor. Perfect. You know what? Take me away, boys. Tid's Middle, I do not want to mess with. Oof, yeah, as we get 2 different torment effects. Not exactly ideal. Do an Executioner. I guess we might have to fight you. What are my chances of being hitting you? Why am I struggling so much? Come on, just like 1 hit. Maybe 3. Turns out more like 3, but as soon as we kill that buddy, then we're looking good. Just a bit of Oozamancy to soften up these bad boys as we head for the stairs. Because I would like to rest up here as long as we're able to. Hello, friend. Goodbye. Orb Guardian, we should be able to take down relatively quickly too, so that's worth fighting and resting. And take me away. Worth popping a deep dwarf heal while we ran. Probably would have been a good idea, but we're just going to roll with it here as we continue just speeding our way through the dungeon. No Lords of Pan yet. I was kind of hoping to be able to do our victory lap of killing a Pan Lord, but not going to complain either, because I would like to survive, most of all. Continue heading up and up. Oh, there's something invisible there. They're dead now, though. Guess we'll never know. You like reading tell and waiting a bit, then picking up the orb and walking in, then you can read to cancel. That's a nice safety net for sure. Yeah, no, that is a very solid strategy, to say the least. Why when we can go full hubris and save them for the service? Exactly. Let's see. Firestorm, Crystal Spear. Holy moly, friend. And you are not affected by silence? And Chaotic Touch. Oof. That's quite the Pan Lord. Also very fast, by the way. Oh, geez. Okay, we don't have Blinking. Scroll of Summoning is actually bad here. Oh, man. And here we're so close to the end as well. I'm going to start with Haste. In order to try and avoid having too high of a level of hubris. Oh, you know, just reflect their Crystal Sphere back into them. That also works. You know what? While we're at it, just give me one of these. One of these. And have at 'em, cowboys. You know what? That was actually, yeah, not too bad. I got what I asked for. Indeed. But there we go. Managed to take them out without too much problem. Oh, Shadow Demon. Oh, how unfortunate for you to be up here. Oh no, it's a jackal. Hide. Let's let the team do some of the work there. Not too bad. Doing level 25 in that. Exactly. It's nice to top off a bit in experience. And first try Deep Dwarf win. Congrats. Thank you so much. Thanks in general for the GGs. I'm super happy with that. I think I mentioned it a decent amount last week, but haven't yet today. I normally am terrible with Deep Dwarfs. Now, to be fair, we were following Jivia, so that gets rid of one of the main kind of drawbacks, the main issues with Deep Dwarf. But don't care. We got there. So never didn't have it. And I'm very happy to at least have the start of a little baby streak going. That's pretty nice. That's pretty lovely. Just get a sewer Jivia altar easy. Exactly, folks. It's that easy. Just get the earliest possible Jivia altar you can. I guess besides a faded. So just try a faded altar. That would also get you there, right? But of course, in usual tradition, I'm going to haste, might, we already did. If I could turn into a tree before walking up, I would. Visibility, let's just chug mutation here. See where we would have ended up. Actually, not bad. Got rid of most of the bad ones. Huh. How about that? How about that? GG will play no re. GG no re indeed. Oh, I wouldn't want to showcase exactly how rough it would be on a normal Deep Dwarf character. But let's put on our scary face. Yes, I would like to read fear. And I like to imagine that if we read a teleport, then walk out, who knows where we'll end up. The entire world is our oyster. So let's escape, shall we? There we have it. Again, yeah, first time playing a Delver, which was a lot of fun. I actually really did enjoy that last week. And first time with Jivia, incredible deity. Makes sense why it's usually a little bit harder to get them, because super strong. I mean, especially on Deep Dwarf, because you're counteracting one of the main drawbacks of the species. But in general, having that acid flavored frozen ramparts that's not even current frozen ramparts, but back pre-nerf when you could kite everything through them like a cheesy little boy, that's pretty incredible. Doesn't get much better than that. Plus a deletion key in Slimify. Love to see it. So no big complaints there, and had a lot of fun trying it out. Very much appreciate that being suggested. I'm pretty sure that would have been a Colgate suggestion, seeing as how you do love your Jivia. But fantastic. 2's as much of a streak as you've ever had, lol. I don't know, before we started this series, I don't know what my old streak would have been. Probably not even 2. But very early in this series, we got a 4-win streak. So I've been struggling to get back up to that peak, that pinnacle. And we'll have to see. I mean, coming up next here, we do have... Oh, wow. That was actually 3rd place for score as well. Huh. And Fofi's the only one... Actually, Fofi was probably a 5 rune, because I think that was a tournament. I think that was a tournament player. In fact, it had to have been, because Formicid. We haven't gone there in the series, of course. And then, yes, the Covell 91 play, aptly named after the inspiration for our Felid Transmuter. Hope Covell's doing well these days, but a lot of fun. Yeah, I think it must have been Thalphon, 5 runes. And then, yeah, Covell was 15, so blows everyone out of the water. But not too bad. Definitely makes sense why this was the highest scoring of our 3 runes, because 5 hours may not be that low of a time, especially for those faster players out there. But for me, that is basically a speed run. Usually in this series, we play pretty slowly and slowly chonk our way through.